Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Iqbal's Inspirations and Insights with Fahad Khan. I am often asked about my favorite lines from Allama Iqbal, and the following couplet is one of my favorite couplets from Iqbal. He says in Bali Jibreel, Matae bebaha hai dardo soze arzu mandi, maqame bandagi de karnalu shane khudawandi. It's a beautiful line of Allama Iqbal because in his line, he's talking about the status of a believer, a status of a person in this world, a person who's been separated from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, according to Iqbal and most Sufis, the pain, the suffering, the depression that we feel in this world has to do with us being separated from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This divine separation is what causes us this pain and suffering. But in this couplet, he says something very beautiful. He says that this dard, soz and arzu mandi, this pain, this fire, and this desire and longing to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is like matai bebaha. This is a wealth that is invaluable, that cannot be imagined, that cannot be quantified. But even with that kind of qualification, he still says, Maqam-e bandagi dekar nalu shane khudawandi. That even knowing all of the pain and suffering that a person has to go through in this world because he's away from his Creator, I would never give up my place as the servant and the place of servitude to achieve the magnificence of the divine. And then he says to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Tere azad banno ki na ye dunya na wo dunya, yahan marne ki pabandi, wahan jeene ki pabandi. That we are your free people, O Allah, but unfortunately we don't belong anywhere. We don't belong in this world and we don't belong in the next world. Because here we're bound by death. Everybody has to die. The only certainty in life is death. But in the next world, we're bound by life, meaning we can't die. The only certainty in the next world is that you will live forever. And then he says something even more beautiful. He says, हिजाब इक्सीर है आवाराए कुए मोहब्बत को मेरी आतिश को भड़काती है तेरी देर पे बंदी. That me, who's this avara in this kuwe mohabbat, who's this lost soul in this path of love, your hijab, the veil that you have from me, is a medicine for this. It's needed for this person. It's needed for someone like me. Because the fact that I'm going to see you later, that this derbevandi, that you're going to reveal yourself to me later, that actually fuels my fire more. Meaning that right now I can't see you, you're veiled. But I know it's going to happen. And I know it's going to happen much, much later. But that makes me more passionate in my desire to see you. It fuels the fire even more. So it makes this even more worth the wait. You see, even though it's painful, like he says in the first couplet, even though it's suffering and it's difficult, but I enjoy it even more. And then he says, Guzar auqat kar leta hai ye koho bayaba mein, ke shahi ke liye zillat hai kare ashiyan bandi. So he says, for this Shaheen, for this falcon, it is shameful to work towards creating a house, a place to live in this world. Why? Because obviously we don't belong here. You know, obviously all this pain and suffering is to go back to our Creator, to meet with our Creator. So this bird spends its day and night roaming through deserts and mountains. Like, we are not supposed to spend our life working towards creating a permanent abode, because we're going to die one day. So we live our life like a free bird, like a free Shaheen, and just spend our day and night so that we're ready to meet our Creator one day, which is the ultimate goal. And he uses the Quran to bring out a beautiful example. He says, Ye fezane nazar tha ya ke maktab ki karamat thi, sikhaye kisne Ismail ko adab farzandi. Such a beautiful line. He says, what was it? Was it his father's glance and upbringing? Or was it some book that taught Ismail the mannerisms of how to be an obedient son? What is he talking about? He's talking about when Ibrahim alayhi salam went to his son Ismail alayhi salam, and Ibrahim alayhi salam said, Inni ara fil manami anni adbahuka fanzur madha tara. that I'm seeing in my dream, then I am sacrificing you. So what do you have to say about this? Now, what did Ismail say? This ties into the whole theme of this poem here, right? Ismail could have said, wait a second, this life is important to me. How can you sacrifice me? No. He immediately responds back and says, If'al ma tu'mar. Do as you have seen. Do as you have been commanded in your dream. Satajiduni insha'Allahu min as-sabirin. That insha'Allah you're going to find me among those who are patient. That's what Allah is talking about here. That what was it? Was it his father's glance and upbringing? Or was it some book that taught Ismail those mannerisms that he was just able to say that immediately to his father without even hesitation? That Ismail alayhi salam didn't even think for a second that he's giving up his own life. And he was young at the time. And then Allah continues on and says, Ziyarat gahe azmo immat hai lahad meri ke khake raah ko maine bataya raz alvandi. That my grave is a visiting place for those individuals who have strong and bold hearts, because I have taught the dust of the path the ways of how to become a mountain. Like, I'm here to teach you how to strengthen yourself so that you can also forget about being attached to this world and focus on how to be attached to your Creator. And he ends the poem with a beautiful couplet. And he says, Meri mashatgi ki kya zarurat husne mani ko, ki fitrat khud bakhud karti hai lale ki hina bandi. That this beauty of knowledge doesn't require my combing. Like, it doesn't require my beautification or anything else from my end. The reality is, the nature itself makes the flower red. Meaning, this idea that we don't belong in this world, this idea that there's depression and stress in this world, and why that exists, because we don't belong in this world, that we're away from our Creator, and our ultimate purpose is to go back to our Creator. All this is part of our nature. All this is part of our fitrah. And all that is required to understand this is some focus from our end and some devotion, much like the devotion that was shown by Ismail alayhi salam. May Allah give us the vision of Allama Iqbal and the devotion of Ismail alayhi salam. Ameen.